Okay, hi everyone. Spilling water everywhere. All right. Hi there. Let me know if you can hear me okay, everyone. I've got the camera set in kind of a new spot, so. Hi, Molly. Yes, give me a wave if you're on. We've got Kayla coming in soon. So let me see if I can. Oh, there she is. Hi, Kayla. Let's see if I can. Let's see. Kayla. All right. Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome.
Hi, good morning.
Hey, Kayla. How are you?
Great.
Are you on the West Coast right now?
How are I am on the West Coast.
All right. So it's morning for you.
Yes. How are you today? Everything looks bright back there. You've got sunshine.
No, it's deceptive. It's a very cloudy day. We just must be hitting that light right.
Awesome. That's all you need. That is
Yeah.
all you need.
You've got enough
Well,
sun.
I'm excited to be here today. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Yeah, so happy to have you with us and to get to experience your magic and gyrokinesis and all of the wisdom that you carry. So just before we get started, everyone, I'll tell you a little bit about how today's gonna go with Kayla. So we're gonna spend a little bit of time just getting to know her and all the work she's doing. For your practice today, we need a chair, a mat or a towel, a scarf, and you said fresh air and water. Is that because we're going to be doing a lot of breath
Yeah.
guessing, right?
Yes, it's always good to have fresh air and water nearby. The chair is um, usually what we use in gyrokinesis. You can also just stay on the mat if you would like. Um, the towel is just if you are a sweater, and then we'll play around with the scarf today as a prop.
Cool. All right, great. And then after she shares some gyrokinesis with us, we're going to get into some Q&A. So anybody who has questions for Kayla, you can pop them right in the comments, and I can kind of read them off for you, Kayla, so you can kind of stay in the zone. And yeah, and I've got some questions for you too, just so we can learn a little bit more about what you do. Yeah,
Okay, that's
cool.
fine.
All right. Well, I'm going to let you kind of tell your own story, but I wanted to do a little introduction of how we kind of met and what has kind of come about from doing this workshop and all of that. And so Kayla is a certified gyrokinesis specialist, an optimal breathologist. I love that. And also a certified doula and energy healer. So she has a lot of tricks in her sleeve, ladies and gentlemen. And I met Kayla through Paige Fraser's Spine series. And I was just blown away by that class that you did because, I know that was specifically for scoliosis, but I just felt so amazing after taking that class with you. And it's been a long time since I went and got any kind of body work done. I've been doing my yoga practice and things like that, but it was just the depth of release that I felt in my body after your class was really amazing. And so tell us a little bit about just how you got to finding gyrokinesis and what kind of an impact it's had just on yourself and also sharing it with others.
Sure. So gyro. The mechanics of the body, when you really begin to understand it, can blow you away. And so a man by the name of Julio Juarez, he's a German man, was a dancer in the 70s. He went sort of like a yogi into the jungle in the Caribbean, actually, in Bahamas, I want to say, and just started to listen to his body, started to just become hyper, super intuitive, and developed this technique and brought it back to the US and introduced it to dancers. I went to school for dance. I studied dance in college in San Francisco, and it was a part of my curriculum. And I didn't really take to it at first, Rachel. I thought it was super hippie. I thought it was just, oh, I'm gonna make sure I don't get. I just keep talking. She'll let me know if I get.
Yeah, you were freezing a little bit. I still could hear you, but your picture broke
Oh,
up a little.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was introduced through my school technique. Actually, I didn't take to it well. I thought it was super hippie. I couldn't get into it, didn't understand, but people were so immersed in the work, and I just couldn't quite get it until years later in my dance career, when I would go to auditions and people would be exhausting themselves doing full-on classes and being nervous, and I was able to hone my energy through the use of the breath techniques that we have in gyrokinesis, which we'll do today. And ever since then, I fell in love. I really fell in love with the work. Um, I am also a chronic pain warrior by way of a car accident, and I was debilitated for a couple of months, bedridden. And this technique actually helped revitalize me, bring me back into strength, and bring my muscles back into memory, just using the breath through my body. So I'm so grateful that this work actually found me, and then I was able to respond and become a practitioner.
Yeah, wow, that's amazing. And I as an energy healer myself, I mean, even watching you as you're doing your breath work and things like that, it just, the way that you are sending breath to different places and using the resistance techniques, what as you're demonstrating and things like that, it's so different than most of the other types of, I mean, same thing. I danced for 20 years, and even just slowing the movement down, and it can build so much more body awareness than sometimes, years and years of dance technique can, which I think is very fascinating. And so can you talk a little bit about just what do you feel like is the main difference between, if you're doing like a gyrokinesis class or a Pilates class or a yoga class, why do you think gyrokinesis is such a great support to all these other movement practices that we're aware of?
Absolutely. Well, you just tapped on a lot of it. The resistance work and the distribution of the breath. When it comes to yoga or Pilates or other modalities, it's more so about getting your body to a position or getting your body to a pose and then relaxing in that. But I find that it takes years to build flexibility, comfortability, true attentional awareness about being in your actual practice, because you're focusing on getting to the pose, being right. This helps you to listen to your body and understand what it needs. So it's very anatomical, and it's very accessible too. So if you have wide hips, if you have broad shoulders, and you're looking at your instructor and they're showing you something that doesn't quite feel right on your body, you're trying to find a way to maneuver it. So this helps you to understand how to stack your bones, where placement feels right to you, and some of the concepts that we're going to tap into during the demonstration, but definitely in the workshop, like power of opposition. It helps you to visualize what your internal space and your internal energy is doing while you're in, say, a star pose. Okay, where can, all parts of me be stretched or connect? So yeah, it just takes it that next step, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely does. And I can really sense that from you too, because it's this, you're kind of like making these ends meet where, and I mean, in yoga, we kind of consider that from going from like a beginner level to like an advanced beginner, even like an intermediate level, when you stop just like copying what other people are doing and start to bring the practice inward of like, where is my body actually in space? And I know a lot of people who are watching today, especially if you're a part of our online programs or any of our Fat Care series, things like that, that's that big shift of focus into really listening, deeply listening to our bodies and asking it, what do you really need right now? What does feel good? So I love that you're taking that really kind of integrative approach of not just doing a sequence, but really kind of following the line of where you're getting called to go, which is really cool.
And I find that every time I do movement, any modality, it's a different experience. At least that's what I go for. And that's what I encourage my class participants to do. Find something new. You may have done 1,000 downward dogs, but what is that in your body today? Where is that in your body today? Why is that? You know, maybe your week was different. Maybe you've been lift driving and you've been hunching your lower back and sitting under and cramping. Like, how can you reach the tailbone up and drive that oxygen down to the back of your neck, all those kinds of things. Or maybe you've been holding baby and one side of your hip is up or the other. So I really try to make it integrative with life, because that's how I came to the work. It's just really my fascination of movement itself. And if you think about the fact that we are going to be in this body for 60, 70, 80, 90, if you're good, 100 plus years.
Right, if we're lucky.
If you're like, it's possible. It's a partnership with your body. And sometimes it can be stubborn and resistant, and you have to be nurturing to it in that way and say, okay, well, what do you need from me today? Or how can I make the demands of my life work, but still honor what it is my body's asking me for, so that I'm not sorry later,
Right.
So that I'm not, in so much pain or discomfort later, because you got to keep moving.
Yeah, you're really building that relationship. I love that.
Yeah.
Before we jump into the sequence today, because I want to make sure everybody gets time to experience this too, I wanted to let everybody know that this is just going to be a little taste of what Kayla's offering in her 2-hour gyrokinesis workshop next Sunday. So on December 13th, we're doing a 2-hour workshop, and I have to shout out to the amazing way that Kayla also tries to make all of her offerings really inclusive, and she is offering this workshop to single and expectant mothers for free. So we're talking about bringing this work in and making it really accessible to the women who need this work, right? Men and women, but yes, women who need this work, who are carrying babies and doing all these things that are put a lot of wear and tear on the body. So if you are a single or expectant mom, or you have one in your life, then tell them about this workshop, because we're offering this as a gift to you. So yeah, so Kayla, let us know. I'm going to just say it one more time for the people who are coming in now. So for this practice, we want to have a chair is kind of optional if you need one, right? It's kind of...
Right. We'll start on the chair. You're welcome to be on the mat as well. Just listen to what your body needs. And if your hips say, I want to be relaxed or need support, you can be on the floor with pillows. We'll start on the stool or chair, and then we'll move to the mat. I think we'll just finish out the mat. It's very brief, nothing super intense, very gentle, mindful introduction. But yeah, and then just have your scarf nearby for when we get down onto the floor. And yes, I just want to echo what Rachel says. I have a heart for moms. I'm a doula. Moms need so much support, and especially during these times, the coronavirus is making people depressed, unmotivated, among so many things. And then when you have expectation and you have family and you have other children and other things going on, definitely want to make this practice accessible to you. Typically it is quite expensive, but it's certainly worth it. But for this time, we just want to welcome you. So even if you know a mom or expectant mom, please invite her. Also dads too. This is great for dads in partnership of their partner, to offer different ways to breathe. The breath is everything, and actually breathing is they don't teach that in childbirth education and birth preparation anymore, which I find to be strange.
Yeah.
But yeah, so come on out. It is free for you.
And so beautiful. And I love that you're doing that with this workshop. And on top of it, I mean, the early bird pricing is only $33, and we're offering also a sliding scale price for our BIPOC community members as well. So just, all of those early bird pricing, all of that affordable pricing is there until Monday. So really, if you love what Kayla's doing today, then join us next Sunday and support this work and all the amazing magic that she's bringing to it. So I'm going to let you take it away. I'm going to be your timekeeper. So I will give you a heads up when we're kind of getting towards like 15, 20 minutes, so we can take questions from people. So if anything comes up while Kayla's teaching and you want her to dive into it a little deeper, or you have any questions just in general for her, just pop them in the comments and I will keep an eye on those for after our sequence.
All right, sounds good. Do me a favor. Just put your hand up like this. Give me a 5 every time I hit the 5 mark.
Cool.
Thank you. And I want to make sure that everyone can see me because I'm stepping out of the sun. Can you see me over here?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Great.
Awesome. Okay, so all right, let's begin. You can meet me on your chair or your respective stool. You want to actually turn your chair so that your legs are straddling the corner. You will not need the support of your chair itself because your back will be the support. And then you'll just find your legs apart, about hip width distance, and feet firmly planted onto the ground or floor wherever you are. You can open your hands to this receiving position here. And right away, just let gravity support you. Just let gravity begin to sink your sits bones down onto your chair. You can rock side to side, feel those bone marks underneath your bum, underneath your body. And then from there, just allow the weight of your body to be supported by gravity. For now, just follow the natural flow of your breath, and then we'll go from there. Take a few inhales, exhales. Try to relax the face, relax the jaw, soften the eyes, and just breathe. Notice in your body where you feel the breath. Don't change anything, but just notice. Place one hand beneath the seat center, which is just below the belly button, and one hand on your heart center. As you inhale, feel an expansion like a balloon, and on the exhale, you'll draw your belly button in towards the spine. Inhale. And exhale, open the mouth. Heavy sigh, audible breaths. Inhale, feel the coolness. The inhale. Coming into your body, sip air in the teeth. And then feel the heat and the warmth of your exhale. One more breath, feel the rise of your body, expansion in all directions. Front to back, side to side, as you breathe. Part the lips, open the mouth, exhale. Feel the heat and the warmth, the breath in your body. We'll take this around like a spoon. Just right on your axle there. Warming up the spine. Floating, floating, floating. Not too much effort, just easy, easy, easy. Come around to the other side here. And the eyes are on a wide landscape view. See what you're seeing. Don't name anything. Try to quiet the thoughts and cool the body. Good. We'll go into what we call arching curl. You press the back of your hands against the inside of your knees. Lift the toes up off the floor. Just begin to resist here. Feel as if your fingertips are being pulled towards the earth. At the same time, this power of opposition, the top of your head is reaching and floating upwards and away. Soften your breath. Breathe into your body. Another breath here. Press the knees against the back of the hands and then begin to soften into a deep curl. Feel as if I'm reaching for you to melt away. Bring the hands on the outside of the knees. Now rise up on the sits bones. Float up. High up, crown chakra opens into an arch. Take your hands to the heart center. One hand to the heart center and just bring it here. Your fingers. Yes, and then go into an arch. To lift in front of the body. Good. Again. Bring your hands back to the seat center just below the belly and curl. Knees fold in. Rise up. Press down into sit bones. Rise. through the spine as you open to arch, open the heart center, blossom through the throat, blossom through the eyes. Inhale, exhale. Soften the heart, soften the belly, and curve. Knees folded. Open up, rise through the spine. Sit bones down and draw up to arch. Open everything. Good, we'll emphasize this with our arms. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Soften the belly. Reach the fingertips through. Open the heart. Open the eyes. Exhale. Generous. Inhale. Sink the body. Ground down. Exhale. Blossom through. Reach through. Pause here. Bring your head above the head. We're going to halo. Just circle the arms around the top of the head. Really, this is about the shoulders. So you're very gently and carefully here, circling the bones into the socket. And go the opposite direction, pulling the fingertips apart. Keep the gaze soft, but alert. Thank you. And then melt the arms down to the legs. Good. We will come down to our mat, but just before we do, we're going to energetically come off of the seat. So bring your hands on your feet a little closer, and we're going to shoot the arm straight up like a fountain. We don't want to feel the weight of our body in our arms. We just want to let the energy of the breath send us up and through, okay? So we'll take 4 just with the arms, and then we'll take 4 more rising off our chair. Here we go. Inhale, exhale. This is the breath, and then HA. So you're activating the abdominals, squeezing that belly button in towards the spine. That's it. With the arms, just toss it up. Now we lift the toes, inhale, press into the heels. Stand right up and fall down. Here we go. That's it. Breath sends you up. Round down into the heels. So this is 2 more for the sake of it. Yeah, here we go. 1 more. And rest. Just notice that buzz in your body. Notice that. We'll take the spinal fountain breath, that same one we just did. We'll take it standing and we'll walk over to our mat. Ready? Here we go. Breath in, which is diaphragm out. And inhale. Exhale, send it straight up. Come to your heels. Good. All right.
I'm going to always get up like that now. It's everywhere.
You know, on those mornings, like this one was a morning I had a late night. And, you know, when I'm in my bed and I feel like I can't do it, or, you know, what to do first, or there's so many things that go on in my mind personally, and anyone's welcome to share comments, what your mornings are like. I try to just breathe, because immediately so many things start to flutter my mind. It's like, nope, you just need to breathe. Okay, so here we are. If you have your scarf, I'm going to use my shirt. I'm going to just use this to emphasize that support. So basically, the arch and curl we just did, is a way to warm up the spine. And your spine is like a towel, right? Each bone is stacked one on top of the other. Spine is like a towel that is soaking wet, right? So the water, right, the heaviness of the rag is your scapula, all of this, right? And so we basically go from having this heavy, wet rag that's just there to starting to connect it, squeezing the water out, stacking the bones. But as you can see, what I'm doing with my hands, I'm gathering the energy together. So that's what you're going to be doing with your spine. You're going to be gathering everything so that it is connected, but not tight. All right. So wrap this scarf around your back, and we'll come into a short diamond, two heels connected, or a long diamond if that's what your hips need. Sitting right on top of the sits bones. I'm going to take that rock again. So we'll rock in front of the sits bones and use the scarf to come a little higher, actually, to about here, to just emphasize that as you're arching forward, you're still also connected. So resist against your spine, and we'll just pulse here. Soft breath, sighing breath here. Create space in your rib cage. Notice that hollowness that is you. We are three-dimensional beings. Find your way back to the center of your body. Do the same thing with the curl. Soften your heart. Chin is over the chest. And then sink the belly in a little. Come about a few inches behind the sits bones. And we'll just pause here. At the same time, I want you to press out to the top of your head. Imagine you have a plate there. Something resting. And then connect back into the center of your body, right on top of your sits bones. Let your scarf go and just place the hands on the kneecaps. Feel what that has done for you, if anything. And just breathe and follow the natural flow of your breath. Walk your left hand over to your right side. We'll begin into waves. Time?
No, that's you got 5 more. You got 5 more minutes. We're good.
Thank you, time. All right. So let's go into spirals. Left hand over the right. And we are going to skate one of the sits bones, which should be your right. We're going to send that right sits bone back, and the other comes in front. So just kind of, that's it. From there, slowly, carefully, gently, and mindfully begin to spiral twist your spine around. Let the gaze follow the shoulder. Let the shoulder listen to the opposite hip. This is the opposite hip away. Stay here. Take your left hand, wrap it underneath your right ankle. Open the right hand out. So you're on the right side, twisted towards your right side. From here, bend down slowly, deepening the spiral, opening the low back. Let the jaw hang, open the mouth. Breathe into your kidneys. And exhale out of the lungs. Just breathe here for a moment. Feel as if someone has a string wrapped around your middle finger and is gently nudging you upwards. Upwards, higher and higher towards the sky. Very small pulse. We'll go into our WHO breathing. Just visualize WHO. Every exhale. Hollow the breath out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Reach all the way up. Turn the spine up high and slowly bring yourself back to center. Unwind your spiral. Unwind your spiral. Unwind your spiral. And meet me in center. I hope y'all are doing all right.
Good.
Good. So we'll finish out with the other side here. Right hand to the left knee. And it's sort of like you're riding a horse. You wanna be right on top of the sits bones. Make sure you keep that rise. But if you start to feel contraction in your hips, just extend the legs out a little bit longer. Good, here we go. Bring the body through. That's the seed center belly. That's the solar plexus, base of the ribs. And that is the heart. Let everything blossom, expand, and open in this wide landscape view. Inhale, hollow breathing, side breath. And begin to twist. Send that sits bone the hip back. Follow the gaze. Honor your limit. Stop where you need to. From here, wrap the right hand underneath the left ankle. Lower down. And the left hand opens out generously to this wide reach. Feel energy coming through each and every fingertip. You've got a string wrapped around your middle finger. Someone's gently nudging and pulling you upward as you bend the elbow down towards the center of your body. Inhale, exhale. Every exhale, WHO, hollow your breath, breathing out, and take as much time as you need to. Suspending the body in space. If the neck is shortened, just turtle it out. Pressing the crown away from the tailbone. Suspending your body in space. Four. Breathe for 3, 2, 1. Let the breath guide you back up, send you back up, and then slow.
Oh. Did I freeze or did you freeze? Okay, I think she got knocked off for a second, so she's gonna come back on in just a moment. So once you spiral back to center, just allow those two sides to kind of integrate back into the center and stay with your breathing, stay with your breath. There she is. And here she's back.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. We're just staying with our breath, waiting for your next thing. So whenever you're ready.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So we're gonna come to a close with this. Come to a close with this.
Okay.
So let's bring our knees in together, sort of like we're in a hammock. You bring your hands behind your tush, turn to the side so you can see me. And you'll come all the way down to your elbows here. Yes. And let's see, if you have a block, a pillow, a scarf, or anything nearby, I'm going to grab that and place it on top of you. That's it. And then you can bundle it up so that it kind of has a bulge, and just let the knees fall in together and touch. And here, we're just going to pull the body away from the hips to create space. And the legs can be as long as they like, but they are bent. Good. So as you've pulled, sort of like you're trying to get out of really tight jeans, I call this the pants off series, and we're going to do this in the workshop. I love this. Hopefully you feel some space in your back. Now bring attention to your shoulders. You're going to just press the elbows down into the ground a little bit more so that your shoulders hang wide. And then here we're just going to breathe. With every inhale, I'd like you to notice the rise of your bundle, and with every exhale, just notice the softening of your belly. Don't forget to let the jaw hang. Those sighing exhales are cleansing, detoxifying breaths. Two more breaths here. Good. And just let your legs slide all the way out. And then let your body come all the way down. And rest the head. All of the body sink into the floor. Mid back, low back, tailbone, legs, calves, skull. And just gently toss your head left to right. Taking air in, sending air out. You want to take this moment to see the sky or create a vision for you. If you have an affirmation, you can invite that as well. But just be here and present. We'll bend the knees into the chest, hug them in to the body. And same thing, just toss yourself gently left and right. The heaviness and the weight of your bones sink into your hip socket. When you're ready, connect the feet together. Reach your index fingers for in between your big toe. And then wrap that finger around. Flatten your sacrum on the floor. At the same time, you send the heels up towards the sky. Create inner static resistance. The arms can stay bent, and you want the elbows to actually touch the inside of your knee. Keep breathing. Flatten the sacrum down to the floor, as well as the shoulders. Flatten the scapula. Open the back, expand. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Let go of the grip, let the feet float down. Place your heels onto the floor. Open the arms out to a T. Again, feeling the heaviness and the weight of the bones onto the floor. We'll end here today for this demo. You can stay here as long as you like. When you're ready, you can let the knees fall over to the side. Use the hands to support you as you rise up at your own time.
So lovely. Thank you, Kayla. That was great.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Yeah. So, if you're still lying down, then you can just listen to the questions as they come in. Enjoy. But I want to make sure that we have time to get to everybody's questions. If you have any for Kayla, please type them into the comments. If you have any questions about gyrokinesis or anything about breath, movement, I know she is a big advocate for body positivity, meditation. I mean, she's just such a well-rounded healer. So if you have any questions for her or anything that we just did in our sequence, please put them in the comments. If you're ready, I'm going to start off with a question.
Sure, go for it. And I actually have some questions too at the same time. If you are listening and you don't have a question, I would love for you to answer this question. We can just scroll up and look later on. Why do you come into your practice? What makes you come to the mat or come to the chair or do what you do? Why are you here?
Love that. Yes. Tell us why you're here. And if you want, and everybody coming in from all over today too. So let us know where you're from also. Where are you from and why are you here? So someone asked, can you break down the WHO breath for us, the WHO breath?
Absolutely. So the best way I can do is just demonstrate it. So you're welcome to try it with me. So you take your fingertips and you're going to go to the top of the base of your temples, which is the top of your jaw. So when you open your jaw, you're actually creating space in your throat. Your mouth is a valve and an opening, and singers know this. So the way that you shape your mouth when you open it and when you breathe is going to affect how you breathe. So then the fingertips come to the base of the jaw here and just open out into just like a normal, if your doctor says ah, good. So when you say who, you're not actually saying who, it's more like om, home,
Oh. Oh.
or whole, W-H-O-L-E. Slow the breath down. And then send it down all the way to your diaphragm
Yeah.
or to your below belly. You feel it, Rachel?
Yeah, right in the it immediately connects you to your diaphragm. That's amazing.
Exactly. If you want to, it just drops. So by opening your mouth, you allow for the breath to travel.
And saying that word whole really helps too, because it really opens up the back of the throat too.
Good,
Wow.
good. So you find so many different places for the breath to be, like Rachel said, in the back of your neck, out of your ears, also the eye ducts. In gyrokinesis, we start with awakening of the senses, where we do tactile massage, we do openings, and one of the things is your eye ducts. Your eye ducts can become having babies saying, okay, what do you mean by that, love? Love 6512. Your eye ducts have moisture in it. And so you want oxygen to be able to seep through all of the channels, all of the openings as you're breathing. Many of us are shallow breathers, and we tend to stop right here at the throat. It's a cultural thing too, right? So we like to look lifted, and we like to have our head high, like, hey, how's it going? Yeah, everything's great. And everything swells upward. And this allows for the breath to just drop by opening the mouth, and it opens the shoulders and the chest and everything too. Yes, yes. Hey, hey. Awesome. So I look forward to seeing you on 13th.
Yes. Yes. Join us on the 13th. I'm so excited for this. 2 hours. And make sure you give Kayla a follow too, because she goes live a lot on her feed, which I really appreciate, to just like share her meditation practices and things like that too. So she She's a great person to follow if you're like feeling really good today after our sequence. You want to learn more about gyrokinesis. I'm sure that this is very much just the tip of the iceberg with this. So yeah, join us on the 13th if you're feeling good today and you want to go a little deeper. We're going to definitely be diving in. It's a 2-hour workshop from 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern, and that's 10 a.m. to noon Pacific. And we put it right in the middle of the day because we know we have a lot of people who join us from overseas as well. So I hope you can make it. Yeah.
So during the workshop, we're going to be focusing on body positivity. As you can see, and when I introduce gyrokinesis to first timers, they're always so surprised at either how tired they feel when they do the work, or how much, not work as in stress, but there's so much to breathing. We're used to just going in, pumping it out, being very physical, being very muscular, and doing the utmost to feel like we have accomplished something. But I assure you, if you just bring attention to your breath alone, that is a form of exercise. And so body positivity is about acceptance, awareness, and intention of your body throughout your day. If you are working at a desk, if you drive, Lyft, Uber, if you work with children, if you're a teacher, you are usually contracted and constricted in your body. And using the breath to come into space is a form of self-love and making time for you throughout the day. I have to constantly remind myself of that. And also, let me answer this question first and I'll go back to it. Joan from Maryland, I go down to the mat to keep my back in line. This was a workout. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that while you're here. Yes, yes, yes. So yeah, body positivity. Um, just being more aware of your breathing throughout the day in places where you don't. And then also going deeper with the breath, we're going to be talking about how breathing connects to trauma. You know, muscle memory, but also breath memory. If you've ever had experiences where it may take your breath away, or you remember because you were in a state of shock, or maybe you could not find your breath because you were stuck, that stays with you. And your body remembers that, be it a sound, be it a sensation, be it a visual, be it something someone says. These are triggers. And so by breathing into the body, you bring comfort to the body, to that parasympathetic nervous system to say, all is well. I'm calm. You're here. You're fine. And something that may have happened to you when you were 16, or something that may have happened to you when you were 22, can recur, or actually you never released from it. You can go in and use the breath to connect with that self that was 16 and 22, and breathe in that experience, breathe in that place, so that when it becomes familiar in your 32 body, in your 36 body, in your 66 body, whatever it is, the breath can help heal that and bring you a sense of safety.
And
Yeah.
that's such an amazing topic to bring up into this too, because when we experience any kind of trauma, it lives in our tissues too, you know, and so, you know, by creating a safe space for your body to just breathe, or to have these tangible tools that Kayla's sharing with us to tap into the parasympathetic nervous system, it basically helps you show yourself that you kind of have your own back, you know, that you have those tools to take care of yourself, and that, you know, no matter what you may have experienced, by going back into those memories with these kind of tools, or even just holding the body in a way that feels really safe and supported, like you can be that for yourself. So, you know, this is kind of a practice that just keeps on giving the more you do it. So I love that you touched on that, Kayla. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. When we talk about holisticism, we're talking about the whole being. Whatever your experience, mine was and is chronic pain. in search of answers in Western medication, and not to demonize it, or they do the best that they can because they treat acute circumstances, but I needed something different. I had to, as Rachel said, have my own back. I had a regimen going into the doctor's office every time. I had a breathing, technique. Sometimes I felt like, and mothers feel this way, that they are not always heard or taken seriously, or sometimes women. I had to find a way to ground myself, center myself, to also connect with my doctor so that I could communicate clearly and not be in a fluster or be frustrated, but really get their attention and say, hey, this is what I'm going through. This is what I need, or help me understand. And so when we talk about support of the breath, it's also support of your actual spine and your back. Whatever, again, your experience could be, maybe you have excessive weight that you're trying to get rid of. Maybe that weight is energetic, pressure, stress from other people. When you go out into the world, it's actually quite dangerous to not be aware of your body in this way, because this is how you fall into injury. This is how you fall into circumstances that you didn't want to, because you aren't connected. So what the breath does, it reminds you that yes, your spirit, but your body requires something with the mechanics that you need to sort of play with to remain aware of. And it gives you a tool, yes, to apply.
Yes, got to keep that temple nice and clean and operational and supportive of that spirit. You only get one body in this lifetime, so we gotta be friends with it. Take care.
Are there any,
All right. I think
any
we're just coming towards the end of our time. Do you want to say anything else in a closing before we sign off for the day?
I'm just excited to be with my Sacred Spine community, everyone who's here, everyone who's going to come. I'm very excited to work with you. Come with questions, come with an open mind and heart. I have a set class, but I always like to make it flexible to you and to what it is you're there in the practice for. So I'm just looking forward to it. That's all I can say.
I'm so happy to have you here with us. Yes, so you can come next Sunday, December 13th, to be with Kayla, and I'm definitely going to be there, so I'm super excited. And yes, if you have questions ahead of time that you want to send in or bring them there with you, and the link is in the My Sacred Spine bio for you to sign up. Early bird discounts end on Monday, so sign up this weekend to take advantage of those. And again, if you are a single or expectant mother, you can come for free. Yay! So,
Come.
yes.
Oh,
right.
One other thing, since I sense that I'm in a space of women, I have a podcast called The Bee Body Talks, and we did a new feature, the Sage Circle, which is 3 wise women. These are seasoned women. Come hear what they have to say. It's available to you. The link in my bio, Bee Body Talks. Yeah, you just
We'll
might
definitely send out all these links too. So if you want to post them in the comments too, Kayla, of this, just so people have it right with this video, that'd be great. And we're gonna post this video after too, so we can do that. We can do that later today.
Awesome.
All right, my dear. Thank you so much for being with us today, and I cannot wait for your workshop. And everybody, follow Kayla at the GK Babe and come be with us next Sunday. We can't wait to meet you and have you there and experience more of this gyrokinesis, because it is amazing. I can't wait to learn more.
See you then. Bye.
Right, enjoy the sunshine, dear. I will.
I will.
Bye.